So, a long time ago, there was this guy called Abraham, who decided, when he wasn't bashing up his dad's idols with a baseball bat, that there was one God who was in control of absolutely everything. He was kind of helped out with this idea when God told him, "Hey, Abraham, if you're not busy later, leave your home behind and go off to this awesome land that I'll show you. It's got milk and honey and everything else you need, and this land will be for you and your descendants. Pretty sweet deal, no?" So Abraham went to the land of Israel and raised his family there, who raised their families there, until they had to go down to Egypt, become slaves, leave Egypt under Moses' leadership via the Red Sea, and detour for 40 years in the desert, till their leader Joshua, who obviously had a better sense of direction, brought them back to the land. Over the years, the Jewish people, Abraham's descendants, flourished in the land, eventually building the first temple, only for that to be destroyed, and then rebuilding the second temple, only for that to also be destroyed. Damn it! After the destruction of the second Beit HaMikdash, most of the Jews were sent into exile and were flung to the far corners of the earth, though I don't know how the round earth has corners, but whatevs. Through over 2,000 years of exile, they suffered persecution, expulsion, discrimination, and anti-Semitism. Throughout this time, there were always Jews living in Eretz Israel, and thereby maintained a continuous Jewish presence there. However, the majority of Jews lived in the diaspora, and these Jews prayed in the direction of the holy city of Jerusalem, where their temple once stood, and dreamed of one day returning home to Israel. In the late 1800s, a Viennese journalist, author, and part-time kickboxer, nah, not really, but that would have made the story a bit cooler, decided that the only way for the Jews to escape anti-Semitism was to establish their own homeland in the land of Israel, then known as Palestine. That guy, sporting a wicked Ned Kelly-style beard, was none other than Theodor Herzl. He shared his vision at the First Zionist Congress in 1897, and Jews from around the world began returning to the Promised Land to rebuild and settle it. There were two slight problems with this. One, that there were Arabs in the land who didn't appreciate even more Jews coming to live among them, and two, the fact that Palestine was then under the control of the British Mandate, who didn't exactly welcome the new Jewish immigrants with open arms. Fast forward past the horrors of the Shoah, which highlighted the immediate need for a state the Jews could call their own, and we find ourselves in Palestine, 1947. Jews and Arabs are having massive goes at each other, and the Brits, much like their cricketing style in the Ashes, decided to give up and hightail it off back to London. Before they leave, they want Palestine to be divided into a Jewish and Arab state, and handball the whole thing to the UN to sort out. This was called the Partition Plan. Then the UN votes on the 29th of November 1947. Some countries say, yep, go and establish two homelands, one Jewish and one Arab, not One Direction. Australia is for the proposal. On ya, Aussies! A lot of Arab countries vote against the proposal, and some countries can't make up their minds and abstain. In the end, the resolution passes, and the Jewish people go absolutely nuts, as they have been promised a homeland after 2,000 years of wandering. The Arabs don't accept this proposal and prepare for war. On the 14th of May 1948, the 5th of Iyar 5708, the day before the British were set to get out of the Holy Land, the Jewish leadership, headed by the Prime Minister with the most awesome hairdo in history, David Ben-Gurion, declared the establishment of the Jewish state, the State of Israel. Israel eventually fought for and won that independence, and that is why we celebrate Israel's birthday every year. Chag Sameach, Israel! Happy 64th birthday!